Welcome, everybody, to the Analytics Cloud Keynote. I'm so excited to have you all here. We have some cool demos, some exciting news about product launches, but most importantly, we've got some great stories from our customer trailblazers. Now, of course, some of those demos might have forward-looking functionality, so I'd ask all of you to make your purchase decisions based on currently available functionality. You can get more information from Salesforce.com. So I want to start with a huge, big thank you. Thank you to our customers. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your partnership this year. But most of all, thank you for your feedback. Without this feedback, the product would not be where it is today. And you know, the one piece of feedback that I hear the most is, how can we get smarter about our customers? How can we know more about our customers? And the reason that we hear this is because we live in the age of the customer, where intelligence is pushed down to every single touch point, whether that's through connected devices or targeted marketing or even predicted sales. All this customer data is being created. And this creates an intelligence imperative, where we have to actually build AI into the products and services that we deliver, where we have to get intelligence to the very fingertips of business users that engage with our customers. And customers expect us to be like Amazon, like Uber, like Zappos. They expect us to be able to anticipate all of their needs, give us instant responses, and even personalized responses as well. And what we found is that companies who actually embrace all of that customer data are 19 times more likely to have above average profits. So we all know it's worth it, but how do we do it? Well, that right now takes time and resources that many of us just don't have. And what this does, it creates this massive gap between you and your customer. The face of intelligence right now is legacy BI. And that means that data's in all of these legacy systems. It's disconnected from your users. None of it is self-service. But most of all, it requires experts. It either requires experts just to give you the reports in IT or your analyst, but now with AI, it also requires dozens of PhDs and data scientists. It's no wonder that only 1% of all customer data has ever been analyzed at all. Well, I'm so excited today to introduce Analytics Cloud Einstein, where first of all, we're creating these intelligent wave applications that are embedded in Salesforce CRM, in the very business process where you're all working. Also, with our latest acquisition of BeyondCore, we now have smart data discovery and automated analytics. Thirdly, we have to get this where you work. We can't just have this on a desktop. It has to be on any mobile device, on iOS or Android. And then finally, with the brand new Wave platform, you can build and customize applications in minutes. So you can instantly go from 0 applications to getting those customer insights just like that. So today, we're going to take you on a product launch journey. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is Sales Wave Analytics, where you can really create these winning teams. Secondly, we're going to look at Service Wave Analytics, where every single agent becomes a brand differentiator for you in your business. And then finally, with BeyondCore, we're going to look at smart data discovery. So with that, I'm going to hand over to my friend and colleague, Ketan Karkanis, GM of Analytics Cloud. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Woohoo! How are you doing? It's an honor to be with you today, because this is a very interesting time. The world has changed. There's no question about it. We talked to you about the intelligence imperative. How are you going to do that? Metrics of the past don't work. KPIs are not enough. What you need is a guidance system What you need is intelligence at every interaction, at every touch point, at every point of decisioning, helping you be smarter about your customers. And that's what SalesWave is. SalesWave is the smartest analytics for Sales Cloud customer. Every Sales Cloud customer, sales reps, sales managers, sales ops, SalesWave is going to help you because it's going to let you find new opportunities with white space analysis. It's going to help you get better scores, better qualified leads with lead scoring. It's going to help you accelerate closing of your pipe by actually understanding what changed and why. It's going to help you build those winning teams because it's not just about this quarter, it's about every quarter. And what you need is winning teams. And most importantly, it's native on Sales Cloud. You don't have to do a thing. All your Sales Cloud data flows right into SalesWave. But you know what? Seeing a slide is not that fun. Should we look at a demo? So let's go see a demo. So we're going to do this demo slightly differently, right? It's going to show you all the capabilities, all the features, and I'm going to be your sales rep to begin with. Where am I? I'm in Sales Cloud. SalesWave is right there for me. Let's click in. And as you click in, you're going to see that instantly I'm going to be shown all my metrics, all the key signals which I need to pay attention to every day, right? I can find out what my tasks are due, how much I have completed, what activities are pending, and sometimes it looks like a Fitbit because it is your sales bit. Every sales rep needs this to start your day. But look at my quota. It's telling me I have some quota remaining. So let's go look at that. And now I'm going to see how am I doing against my quota. Of course, there's a little bit of gap right now, but I'm a sales rep. I'm allowed to be a bit optimistic in life. Let's put in best case. Right? Let's put in best case. Okay, great. Optimism didn't help right now. Right? We need to find new opportunities, right? At this point, I know there are a couple of months left in the quarter. We need more opportunities. So what are we going to do? Pull out a Rolodex? Start making random phone calls? No. Intelligence is going to guide you. Let's go and discover some opportunities. Look at this. In one view, I see my entire territory. I see all my accounts, and I see all the products I have sold at those accounts. The size of the circle tells me how much of that one particular product I sold to one customer. Easy, right? But hone in. It's all about precision analytics. Let's go into California. Right away, I'm going to focus on 3 customers, right? Chambers, Coleman, and Hayes. They're amazing customers of mine. Look at the center. Design consulting, hot product, right? Sold a lot of it. But I haven't sold any of it to Coleman. There's a very good chance they need it. Now I'm taking a guided action, right? What do I do now? Right from SalesWave, I'm going to go into CRM action and create a new opportunity. In 2 minutes, Analytics showed us how we're doing, what is happening, showed us exactly the area of opportunity, and we took a CRM action. Analytics, which does not allow you to take actions, are just dumb dashboards, guys. You need intelligent applications to help you do this, right? Now, by this time, we just created an opportunity. So my teams probably got notified. Selling is a team sport, so my opportunity is logged in. So should we look at the manager view now for a brief moment and see what the manager experience is? Let's go switch to that. Here I am. SalesWave is built right for me, exactly how I want it. Before we get into the details, look at the top out there, right? You're seeing that guidance system I talked about. What do you do now? What do you do this week, next quarter? What is of importance to you? Right away, of course, the first thing I always like to do as a sales manager is look at my team. How's my team doing? That's important. Very quickly, I can see some of them are doing good, some of them not so much. Let's drill in. Let's go into Walter and see how Walter's doing. Well, he has some gap, at least as of today, but let's scroll down. We need details. I can see all the opportunities Walter is working on. Now, when I have a conversation with Walter, I can have a more focused conversation with him. But let's zoom back up, right? Now I know some of my guys are not doing that great. How's that going to impact my quarter? Got to make a number. And at moments like these, I feel like I should have the advantage of or a magic button which will help me see the future, right? Everybody wants a button which helps you see the future. So let's click that button. Let's click that button. Let's zoom into the future and understand what our predicted forecast looks like. What have we done? Now, Einstein is scoring your opportunities not just on quantity, but quality your past history, machine learning is working on your behalf, telling you a projection where you might land at the end of the quarter. Now, it's amazing I can see the future. Not so amazing is I still have a problem, right? Got to go solve the problem. What am I going to do now? What changed? Look, I really had a good feeling about this quarter when we started. The weekly forecast calls were kind of fun. What changed? How do I find that out? Let's go do that. Let's go do that with you together in this room. This is how a sales manager should run every forecast call. Right there, I'm seeing each and every change in my business. I can look at it by this month. I can look at it by this quarter. But remember, I said I had a good feeling about this last week. Let's look at it by this week. What changed this week? I know exactly where I started, and I know where I am. But hey, anybody can tell you that, right? What happened in between? That's the million-dollar question. What changed? I can, of course, see some new opportunities got created. That's excellent. Some got reopened. Some are expanding. My team's doing a great job. That's good to know. But look at that middle out there. 3.7 million got moved out. I am seeing pipeline changes every time. This is how I run my forecast call. Now click on that button, because remember, Wave allows you to drill down, ask those second and third order questions. You are never at a dead end. And very quickly, I see exactly the opportunities that got moved out. Now, I'm a sales manager, right? I want to do everything possible to bring these opportunities in. I'm going to take an action. That's the role of insights, to help you take actions to improve your business. In this particular case, let me just go in and probably at this point, we should do an executive reach out. We should do an EBC. We should pull them in, show them our new products, probably, have a conversation and see how we can pull this in. In 2 minutes, I looked at my entire business. I looked at how my team is doing. I focused on the key KPIs. I diagnosed a problem. I took an action. I found one more problem. I took an action. What am I doing? I'm running my business using analytics. But some of you are probably already on your phone. Most of my time is on the phone. Is SalesWave only for the desktop? No. It's on any device. iPhone, Android, watch, tablet. You can even put it on a TV if you want. Right? Let's go to the phone. The exact same experience right there, customized for you on the phone. And what do I see? I see my entire pipeline, the same metric, the same application which we looked at right now, with the same ability to drill down, facet, and all that stuff. But we were focusing on this quarter, right? I need to look at next quarter too. So let's pull in next quarter. What do I see? Look at that center out there. Pipe coverage is low. What does that tell me? Well, not only I have some work to do this quarter, I better pump in some qualified leads next quarter so that my team is not chasing ghosts. We want to work on real qualified leads. How are we going to do that? And how are we going to extend all this to do that? So let's continue the story and bring on stage Amruta, because I'm just going to share this with her. As a team, we are going to engage on this together right now, and we're going to show everybody how we get qualified leads. Over to you, Amruta.
Thank you, Ketan. I'm Amruta. I'm going to play the role of a sales strategist. So let's get right to it. Ketan wants qualified leads for Q4. How am I going to do that? SalesWave gives me the exact tool. Einstein lead score. Lead scoring is not a black box anymore for me. Right there, you're able to see a breakdown of all my leads, hot, warm, and cold. Not only that, you can see that broken down by geography, which is very important. And I also see the factors that are causing a lead to be hot, warm, or cold. Now let's drill into California here. Right there, I have about, 400 hot leads? Not enough for Ketan. He's very demanding. So let's go ahead and see how we get him more hot leads. To do that, I'll drill in there, and right there, the factors down there are telling me what I need to do. Concentrate on technology and enterprise customers and events, and I can get my hot leads. What do I need to do? Any guesses? Something at Dreamforce, right? There we go. We've solved his problem. We'll get him new leads. Now that we've seen SalesWave, right, how many of you guys are thinking, how can I extend SalesWave? How can I make it my own, bring my own data, update the visualization to meet my needs? Wave is a complete analytic platform and allows you to do that. Let me show you how we can do that. Wave now, with a single click,
gives me a view of all my connectors. Informatica is our partner enabling me to do that. And right here in the Redshift data lake, I have my compensation data. We all know compensation is something we want to give our sales reps, right? Let's pull that in. You're going to see all the fields within this compensation data right there. And let's go ahead and create this data set. Now that I've created a compensation data set, let's join it with Salesforce information, opportunity. Let's look at opportunity. And as I look at opportunity, I can even choose which fields from the opportunity data set I want to join with compensation. Let's look up the compensation data set. And now we're seeing them side by side because we want to join them. And Wave is suggesting a join key for me right here. I can choose that, go ahead, figure out what fields I want to bring in from the external compensation set, and then go ahead and create that data set. Right here, I'm also given a chance to make sure that this is refreshed at regular intervals because you don't want to just create this once. There you go. Wasn't that cool? I was able to get external data joined with Salesforce data into Wave. Amazing. Now let's go ahead back into that Sales Wave app and extend this. Manager overview. The new designer makes it extremely easy for me to add a new chart right here. Let's go ahead and do that. And now, creating a query for that same chart, the same data set we created. Let's look at payout. And I want to look at year-over-year change on this payout, right? So let's go ahead and do that. And since I want to manipulate this data, table form is the best. We're all used to Excel and doing all these things. So let's go ahead and do that. But now I need to write a formula. Not anymore. Wave gives me a quick formula right there. Choose period over period, apply, done. The query's there, the visualization's there in the same Sales Wave app. Not only that, I can now update this visualization very easily. All the customizations are available for me right there. Change it however you want, and boom. The whole app has been updated for you. Now, we all talked about phone, mobile, and everyone's probably thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know what I have to do to make this available on the mobile device. Not much. The new designer will allow you to do exactly this in a few clicks. Right there, you can have any layout you want, and there I have a phone layout pre-created, and there you go. That's easy as that. Thank you very much. Carrie, back to you.
All right, now I have the pleasure, if we can go back to the slides. I now have the pleasure of bringing on stage one of our customers who's going to talk about sales analytics. It's Sean Freeberger from Accenture. Come on up, Sean. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So we all know Accenture, obviously. Tell us a little bit about your role at Accenture.
Yeah, so my role at Accenture is I'm in charge of our sales and enterprise analytics for our internal IT, so how we run Accenture from the inside. Okay, so obviously Salesforce is a part of that, correct? Yeah. Absolutely. So tell me about your journey to where you are now with Wave Analytics. So how did you get to this 25,000 users? Yeah. Well, and so we've recently moved our entire sales organization onto the Sales Cloud. But relative to analytics, what we really are trying to strive for with Accenture is how do we become a truly data-driven organization across all business processes? So using data to help us make better decisions and using that everywhere. And we think Wave is going to be a big part of helping us do that. Yeah, because your sales guys are not really sales guys, right? They're more client advisors. So what do they have now with analytics that they didn't have before? And we've just started our journey, but we've pushed out a series of visualizations to help us look at what happened in the past, why did some of those things happen, and give them a little bit of future-looking pieces of what's going to happen. Right. And that's one of the key pieces that we've rolled out for the masses. So across our 25,000 users, they can all keep track of that, which has been a great feat for us. But I think one of the interesting things that we also did was we took those and we embedded that analytics into some of our key processes.
Right.
Because we wanted to put it where they didn't have to go to an extra place to go look at these information. We wanted to put it right where they're making a decision, right at that point where they're trying to say, I want to go to A or down this path or that path. They're using that analytics to help them make decisions.
That's cool. And what, we often see our customers and they're like, there was one light bulb moment during the implementation. Kind of what was that for you?
Well, so I think Ketan actually hit on a big one, which is really driving the analytics.
Very smart.
Yes, he is very smart. But the insights to action piece, which he highlighted, I think is actually one of the very critical pieces that he has. And that's one of the important use cases for us.
That's awesome. And what's next for your journey?
Well, so now we're really turning all towards AI. AI. Like, how do we use machine learning? How do we use some more of the advanced features to really make that process simpler, easier, and get that right into the hands of the guys that are running the organization to make better, faster decisions?
That's great. That's great. Well, we're very excited to have you here, and I'm going to turn it back to Ketan now. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Accenture team. You guys are true customer trailblazers. 25,000 people are using SalesWave at Accenture today. How cool is that, right? But why should only sales guys have fun? Service should too, right? So let's go look at ServiceWave Analytics. In fact, you need this more in service. Because in service, every customer interaction, every conversation, you need to have insights on those. Because each conversation can make or break your brand. You need to empower each and every agent with a 360 view of the customer so that when they're having that conversation, they know exactly what the customer wants. And of course, you want to benchmark things. You want to optimize your CSAT. You want to have the right staffing, the right backlog at every channel you have. And more importantly, you should be able to do that without ever leaving Service Cloud. You need to be native on Service Cloud with all that actionability. Ready for one more demo? Let's go see this in action. And now I'm going to play a role of a service manager, right? And I'm showing you ServiceWave right there in Salesforce on Service Cloud. 4 metrics, key KPIs, right there in front of my eyes. My backlog, how am I doing on my team, how am I doing on my channels, and how am I doing with my customers. Of course, the red in the first box catches my eye. Backlog is trending up, 1985, okay. I don't want to be surprised. But neither do I have the time to come in here every day and refresh the dashboard. We should not have to find data. Data should find us. How do you do that? I'm going to set up a quick notification. I do not want to be surprised. Service, you do not want to be surprised. I'm going to set up a notification. It's going to let me know, as hopefully never, that the cases are about 2,000. But I still have to follow my train of thought. Why is it creeping up? So let's go look at my backlog. Click on the backlog. Again, we see that complete change. Where did we start? Where did we end? What's happening in the middle? But I can't look at it just at a coarse grain level. I need to figure out exactly the channels where this is contributing from. So I'm going to quickly drill into my channels. I'm by origin. I have many channels. I have email, Facebook, Twitter, phone. But the yellow stands out. That's phone. Looks like we're getting a lot of cases via the phone. What are those cases? Am I going to have to go call an analyst to find out what those cases are? No. You should never have to do that. Let's scroll down. Let's scroll down and look at the exact cases which are contributing to this spike. I can very clearly see most of them are going to one particular agent, Mark Benson, and I know he manages the phone channel, so probably we need to follow our train of thought now and go investigate what's happening with our channels. So let's go look at our channel overview. Right away, I'm seeing how my phone channel is performing. Of course, the spike on the 18th stands out. Let's drill in. Let's ask that second and third order question, and now I'm understanding exactly what happened on the 18th. And look at the center and the right. The probability to wait, it's 100%. Something wrong was happening during that time. Call spike happened. But again, we need to see those details. So let us scroll down very quickly, and let's look at the cases which were contributing to this. I see Mark Benson again. Probably we didn't have enough staff. Probably he was getting all the calls. Probably he was overburdened. I see some callbacks too. Not a good thing. You don't want customers calling back again and again. I need to understand what else was happening in my team at that particular point in time. So let's go understand my call center, my contact center performance. And I look at this. This I love. I love because it's almost like a radar of my entire operations, right? I can see how each and every conversation has been handled by duration and by CSAT. It's not just about handle times. You need both. Of course, on the right, my eye gets drawn to a cluster of cases out there, taking more than 5.5 days, but CSAT is pretty good. On the left, I see 118, getting close fast, but look at that CSAT. That's worrying. Let's click on it. Let's ask that third order question now. We go down, we can see it by product, by channel, by reason. We see all the trends. Service is a cyclical business. You need trends everywhere for every metric. But what do I see at the bottom? I see those cases, and I see it's Mark Benson. Look, clearly, we need to investigate further. I need to take an action. I'm going to do that, just like I did for sales with service, and I'm going to set up a note wherein I should have a conversation with my agent, because part of my job is also building winning teams, and I need to help my team. And that's what I'm going to do. But that was the manager, right? Remember, we talked about the customer 360 view for each and every service agent? Let's go see that. Let's switch to Service Cloud. What is this? This is console. This is Service Cloud. We are in Service Cloud right now. I can see a case I'm working on. I can see all the engagement I'm having with my customer. And as an agent, right there is the intelligence pushed to me, telling me everything about this customer, how many cases they had opened, how much business they have done with us, how much more business they might be doing with us, what kind of products they have been using. And if I scroll a bit down, I can see the CSAT trend. Just this one small thing is going to help me understand that, look, CSAT has been trending low with this customer. I need to handle this with caution. I can understand who's been helping this customer again. Look, Mark Benson's there too. So I need to handle this carefully. And what is now happening? Every agent is getting empowered with those insights at that point of conversation, the point of interaction. And analytics is now going to improve their interaction. But we're going to pause this demo here. And we're going to complete this demo by seeing the story unfold from the eyes of our customer, Athena Health. Let's roll to film.
The American Journal of Medicine actually had a trial to depict what it's like to sit in an office with a doctor, and it showed the doctor was actually on their computer all the time. Doctors don't have the ability to focus on their patients. They're too busy thinking about billing and government regulations.
Healthcare is broken. It's disconnected. What's missing is this direct dialogue and connection between
Hello, Arijit. What would you like to analyze?
Our vision at Athena Health is to be the health information backbone that helps healthcare work as it should. And Salesforce enables us to do that.
We're trying to take away all the scut work that doctors don't want, they never wanted, they didn't sign up for it, so that they can really just focus on creating those moments of care that we all want when we go spend 30 minutes with our doctors. That's exactly where Salesforce comes in.
Salesforce is really the one source of truth. That's where everything lives. That's where everything's documented. That's how we understand what happens in our industry and with our current clients, but also with prospects.
It's providing the back office systems that we need so we can focus on our customers.
This is why we're with Salesforce, so that we can make sure that the agent, the account manager, the salesperson is getting the right information at the right time, has access to that information in the moment in which they need it. And Wave is going to help us understand the analytics around how our customers are performing, how we're performing in delivering that service, and give us the insights that we don't currently have so that we can constantly be improving the service.
Wave makes life easier by providing access to more information in the moment. It gives people the canvas and the functionality to bring in data from whatever source they want, to be able to tell a story, to be able to make decisions better.
Salesforce allows multiple folks across the entire nation to have separate instances of their own information that no one else can access, and yet at the same time, be at your fingertips, easy to use. I have it on my phone. I look up my dashboard all the time. I use it to run my operation.
If you've only got 30 seconds with a customer, the last thing you want to do is spend 50% of that time trying to find the right information to answer the question or make sure that you're sounding intelligent in the moment.
Everyone knows a patient, whether it's you, whether it's your son, whether it's your mother. Everybody has a familiarity with the challenges that exist in healthcare today, and we want to help alleviate some of those challenges.
We're changing healthcare. My team is introducing a new idea that's going to change the lives of the doctors that we're reaching out to.
It's such a wonderful story, and it's great to see the film, but we actually have the movie star in the house today. Mr. Alan Lindsay, if you want to come on stage and we'll have a chat. Come on up. Good to see you. Good to see you. So tell me a bit about your non-movie role in Athena Health.
So I run the Salesforce team that helps make Salesforce work at Athena.
Cool. And tell me a bit about Athena Health as well.
So Athena is the healthcare, we run the healthcare internet. So our network-enabled services allow our more than 80,000 providers run their practices.
Wow. And you've had a long journey with Salesforce. So tell me a little bit about what you had implemented before you put Wave in.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't have to go too far back. So I'll just go back to the beginning of last year. We had 700 Sales Cloud users.
Right.
And if I fast forward to today, we're now 4,000 Salesforce users across our entire organization. So it represents about 75%. Of the company. So we've implemented, we rolled out Service Cloud, Community Cloud, Marketing Cloud, and then finally
with Wave.
Analytics. So now that we have so many users and so much customer data, a tremendous amount of customer data all in one place, now we can leverage a tool like Wave.
That's cool. And so what prompted you to look for a new analytics solution?
Well, we had several analytics platforms scattered throughout the company being used by different folks, and there was no one answer.
Right.
In fact, we even used Excel spreadsheets for our marketing.
Oh, that's a great BI system. Said no one ever. Thank you. It worked.
It did.
Go ahead.
So we're using it. So right now we have sales leadership analyzing the pipeline and pipeline movement. We're starting to use it now for service. Now that we've had Service Cloud up and running for a year. I'm using it for my internal IT operations.
Oh, that's right. That was the first app that you built, right?
Right. Right. So we're not only using apps that are available, but leveraging the platform to build our own. So
that's
now
great.
we're running projects more efficiently and actually being able to manage the platform itself.
That's cool.
And then finally we're rolling and transforming the marketing dashboards. So getting rid of our first Excel report, and through the end of the year there'll be no more Excel, and they can look in one spot.
Make your marketers happy. Make people like me happy.
Exactly.
And what would your advice be to the audience who might be embarking on a project like this? What was your big learning moment?
The big aha moment. Well, get your data in one place.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the main thing.
Right. And what's next?
Well, I'm very excited to learn more about predictive AI.
Seems to be a thing at Dreamforce this year.
Yeah, machine learning. So how can we look into the future and take actions that are going to impact our bottom line and ultimately serve our customers better?
Excellent, excellent. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for being a customer.
Thank you, my pleasure.
I'm going to hand it back over to Keytan, who's going to summarize this chapter.
Great job, Carrie.
Thanks.
So you guys are probably wondering right now, how do we get all this? How do we get this Sales Wave, Service Wave analytics? Well, it's very simple. It's all configurable by you. Can you extend it? Yes, it's out of the box, but fully extensible and customizable. But you can bring in more data. You can add your own charts, your own dashboards. You still get all that collaboration. And that is 0 to insights in minutes. But we didn't stop there. The world of autonomous analytics is here. It's all about AI. You heard them talk about AI and machine learning. And I'm really excited now to introduce our latest addition to the Analytics Cloud, BeyondCore team come on stage, Arjit Sengupta, and talk to us about smart data discovery.
Thank you very much, Ketan. Thank you, everyone. It's great to be part of the Salesforce family. And BeyondCore has been on a mission to bring the power of analytics to every business user. As part of the Analytics Cloud Einstein, we are continuing on that mission. There are some very simple things that we do at BeyondCore. Okay, we're on different slides right now. Once we get to the slides, I'll just switch over to the demo. Essentially, what we are doing is finding the right insights in your data, even if I can't find the right slides, figuring out why those insights matter, present those insights to you in simple stories, and tracking those changes over time to show you what has changed. But finally, present it in the way where you work, inside Salesforce, inside PowerPoint, inside Quip. So let's go to a real demo for a second. And one of my colleagues will come up later and talk about what they were trying to do at Fortive, where they were looking at a pretty complex data set involving various components they sell, like brakes and ball bearings through industrial manufacturers. And they are trying to figure out what drives margin. You can imagine why that's a really hard problem, because there's so many places that you sell the products at. So let's bring Einstein out to speak to us for the first time.
Hello, Arjit. What would you like to analyze?
Maximize margin in Fortive.
Einstein has detected a variable called margin in the dataset Fortive.
Now remember, this data could have been in Hadoop, it could have been in Salesforce, it could have been in SAP HANA, in Oracle, it didn't matter. In this case, there are 1,171 possible variable combinations I might want to look at. A certain product, a certain distributor, etc. It looked at that for me. But then it's doing the statistical analysis, because I shouldn't have to know what a t-test is. I should just benefit from it. Why should I learn data science? Data science should just work for me. It has then found 10 patterns. But what if that pattern is just a blip in my data? Is it for real? It's finding that, and it's going to start by telling me what has happened and why it has happened.
In the average product, the expected margin of a transaction is 26.58. It increases by 17.31 in the case where product is belt drives. This is because of the following key factors. It increases when product is belt drives. Margin is increased when distributor is Southern Wholesale. Margin is lowered when region is China.
Now, what is important here is it's Einstein that told me I should look at belt drives out of all the products I have. And it's Einstein that's telling me, hey, I'm doing well in Southern Wholesale, but for some reason my margin is lower in China. And it's continuing to explain that. Imagine how hard that is for a human being to look at all those variable combinations to find that pattern. But here's a bigger problem. Guess what? That pattern's going to change every day. It's going to change every week. What you want to know is what has changed, and what should I focus on, and what's going to happen with that.
Margin when product is ball bearings went up last month. This runs counter to the usual trend. BeyondCore forecasts that margin will fall next month.
But once again, that is not sufficient. What you want to figure out is how can I improve margin? Because that's why we did this. As Ketan was saying, it's all about actionability. So what this is saying is I should change discount from silver to gold for that distributor. Look how specific that is. But guys, you're from the world of business. Life is never that simple, right? It's never going to be that simple. It cannot be, I should just change the promotion from one thing to another and the world is great. It's going to work at some places. It's going to do badly at others. So you should let computers look at all that for us and tell us, look, it's going to do well in Brazil. It's going to do badly in USA. I'm intrigued by this. I don't agree on the Brazil thing. I think what happened was the Olympics had something to do with it. So I'm going to say that's not great. This vertical is manufacturing. I think I really buy that. Now let's continue. What just happened here? This is human-computer augmentation. Because the computer told me what was the basis for its decision. And I, the human, I'm not useless, I'm not replaceable. I have years of domain knowledge. I understand my world. I should be able to provide feedback to that computer with just a single click. That's how you empower people. Because if you don't empower people, if you just say magical answers are going to run the world, it doesn't work. This is Einstein working for you. Here's the worst problem, though. Jonathan has to go to his meeting. He hates making PowerPoint. Let's click a button and make the PowerPoint for him. Because we shouldn't have to do boring things for us. Oh, by the way, notice even the speaker notes has been built for us. Let's go to a graph. That graph, do you see the speaker notes? Made for him. Jonathan shouldn't have to do that. Now, let's go back, and we started this journey from Wave, right? Well, we can look at more of the story. We can go to what happened. We can look at why it happened. The story is right there for us. If we want to predict something, we can do that. But I'm actually going to skip ahead. And what is important here is the journey should end where we started from. I want actionability. I want to go from an analyst persona back to that business user. Let's just click this and take it to Wave. Why is this important? You're starting from machine learning. Now, with a click, let's take that region and turn that into a map. Because I'm inside Wave, I get all the power of Salesforce at this point. All the actionability that Ketan was talking about, all that built right in. Did you guys notice, by the way, in 3 minutes, we started from raw data, analysis done, 1,100 variable combinations done, and out here, how many people are thinking I made this stuff up? I can't say shit here, right? How many people think I'm making this stuff up, right? Well, you're in good company. Jonathan, could you come up and talk a little bit about what we actually did at... Could we go to the slides, please?
This does look unbelievable, but this is how long it takes. It's just a few minutes, and this is the main problem here. We tried for 2 months to solve. We brought in a consulting firm, and we were able to deliver in a week what we couldn't do in several months. But the ROI on this, we're only talking about what we set out to find. The other piece is actually more interesting. In those notes, everything that it's reading out, we found that there were actually loopholes in our pricing system. And our partners were utilizing those to get advantageous pricing in certain areas. And in fact, we went back, we closed those loopholes, we made the pricing fair for our channel partners, and the return on that was as high as our initial objective.
So, Jonathan, why couldn't you find it yourself?
It's impossible. We were never looking for things. You have to have a hypothesis to be able to do the research around it.
And didn't you have a funny case where 2 good things became a bad thing?
Yeah, so this one's actually recent, last few weeks here. We were running 2 different analyses on our win rate, and we were seeing something that just couldn't be true. Both of these analyses, different data sets, were showing that our scoring system, something we know to be good, 2 things we know to be good, it was saying we're bad. And it was if it's a new design, so the customer is developing something new, and if we're talking to the decision maker. Those are 2 good things. But what BeyondCore found was when those 2 are happening together, we're talking to more startups where the risk is incredibly high for the opportunity. We weren't losing the opportunities, the projects were being canceled.
So it says something like 720% ROI. How long did it take you to get to that?
That's actually if we were to take that first project and take it against our entire contract with BeyondCore. So that number is going up a bit.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Now, I'm just going to leave you with one final thought, which is there is no way a human being can look at millions of variable combinations. Let's not ask them to do that. There is no way, if a machine doesn't explain its thinking and a human being validates it, that you can be effective. Let's not ask it to do that. With that, Kerry, back to you.
So what we've seen here then is that the power of autonomous analytics is here right now, today. With Analytics Cloud Einstein, we can now discover new trends. We can also predict what's going to happen in the future. But before we get to machine learning, we have to understand why those things are happening as well. Then we can finally move to seeing those recommendations that are so powerful for us, and even automating those processes as well. So I hope you've enjoyed learning about our new product launches. Thank you very much, everybody, and enjoy the rest of Dreamforce.